Right now we're pretty much not making any money. So we really need to at least fix that so that we don't have like one more week in which we are just not going to get any revenue in.
Why are we living if it's not to get out of our comfort zone and just unlock new levels?
Back and I'm better than ever. I think I got a vendetta. Oh, now they call me, I seen them. All of those times getting severed. I told them all I can't let up.
Okay, Road to 1 Million, episode 2. We finished actually uploading the first episode yesterday night, pretty much. We finished like at midnight, so that's why we're starting to document again from today. And the situation is we pretty much finished everything in terms of the communication finally. So we pretty much restructured the entire landing page, the VSL that we have to put there, all the reward system also inside of the community. We're changing a bit of those things as well to make sure that they make sense for the kind of audience that we want to target now. And yeah, we're pretty much done in terms of that. Now in the next few days we'll focus mainly on creating more content, filming everything that we need to film, so of course the VSL as well, as we just rewrote the entire script, and we'll just take it kind of chill still. And of course before we leave for Barcelona, we also want to launch and prepare the first lead magnets that we will start using to push people towards this new landing page and everything that we created. So that will be the main focus for the next few days. Now we'll just get lunch, and this afternoon we will start editing the contents for today and some of the short form content that we're also posting in the Instagram for the CCC Unscripted page that we created. And then we will also probably go for some shopping, as we also need some clothes and new outfits for Barcelona, so yeah.
Also, I was just thinking about this. It will be pretty interesting to see how it goes in Barcelona and like balancing work and fun, because it will be actually the first time that we take some time off to kind of relax, chill, and get those energies back. Of course, this is road to 1 million, so as we progress in our journey, we will start making more money and we will be able to have more experiences like this. So it will be a first taste to actually see how easy or difficult it will be to manage these two things together.
I turn it up, watch me go to the max. You ain't at first and you know that you last. I thought I told him I'm coming right back. I got a flows like it came from the tap and I came
So I actually just finished editing the first short form content pretty much that we created for the CCC Unscripted Instagram page, and it actually took a while, even if the video lasts like 20 seconds or something like that. This is also something that if you want to create content, you should keep in mind when you're starting out with something new, again, especially for example in the technical side of things, so the editing, it's going to take a while because you don't have the systems in place, you're just not used to it. But once you get used to it, you get used to the process of it. It's just become easier and easier, faster and faster. So this, for example, with Create Content Club and our videos, we always have pretty much the same process, the same settings that we apply to all the videos. So now it's just way easier. And for these videos, for example, I already know that it's going to take a while when I'm first starting out, just because it's a completely different and new format. So yeah, it just takes patience with that as well. And yeah, now we're just heading out, going for a little bit of shopping. Been a while since last time I did it, so
Gonna cut some new clothes, guys. Gotta be fresh for the trip to Barcelona, so... Alright guys, we just finished shopping, so we took a little bit more things than expected, but as we said last time, once you earn it, you also gotta live it, man. So yeah, we just bought some clothes. Yeah, some like summer clothes we're gonna use pretty much in Barcelona, some new shoes. Right now we're just gonna work out. I'm gonna go for a run and Alessia's going to do a workout here inside of the house, and then we're probably gonna order something because it's like pretty late. It's almost 9 p.m. So yeah, this is pretty much the end of the day, and let's get to this workout.
It's been a long time coming. They ain't come from my club, they tugging it. Putting up numbers.
Good morning, guys. So it's about 8 a.m. This morning will be pretty full, so we need to script a lot of content and shoot also content. This couple of days in general would be a lot about scripting content, because we kind of need to have all the scripts ready and actually have all the footage ready for when we are going to be in Barcelona. So we have all the content we need. This morning I feel really energized. 3 days ago I started running again. It's something that I used to do all the time, but puts away all of that stress and things that kind of build up as you work a lot, and you have all these things in your mind. And for that I actually have to thank Alessia, because as you probably saw from the first video, he always works out after we're done working. Like, he always works out. And the first month he would go upstairs and work out. I would be just like here, chill and watch TV, and then I started kind of feel guilty about it. I was like, come on, he has like better physique than me, and he's out there working, and I'm here watching TV or just chilling on YouTube. And I was like, just like with business, when you see people doing better than you. So yeah, on that he kind of pushed me toward started doing exercise again. So I'm like trying to run every day, every single day, at least like 3-4 miles, something like that. Right now we're just gonna probably start working, and talk to you in a bit. Guys, so we just checked the video, the first episode of Road to 1 Million that we posted, and it's actually getting a little bit of traction. Now, nothing crazy, but to us, being the first video on YouTube, is like, it's really, really cool. So it's getting like 180 views, and we already have 2 comments of like people genuinely interested in our journey and supporting us. And yeah, almost 20 subscribers. So this of course is just the beginning, but like already seeing people that support us on this journey and are ready to follow us and follow our experience from where we are now to where we will get, it's honestly amazing. We're so hyped for it.
So, wrapping up the morning, we pretty much just scripted the content that we still had to script. We are filming it tomorrow, we are filming all of it, and also the VSL that we have to film for the website, but also a bunch of other videos in general that we have to put out there for the community. And yeah, it was still kind of a chill morning. We are taking in general things a little bit more slow, but literally like just for these weeks, because as we are going to Barcelona, we're also planning a bunch of things there, so that's also taking quite some time in general. And yeah, we just want to take it chill. We're now like kind of optimizing a little bit more for fun in this period of time, in this period of our life, at least for this month in general, so that when we come back from Barcelona, we can actually go back to being like full focus and spending actually like this Q4 will be crazy. We will just be locked in 100%. So yeah, overall it's still progress. We're still working, of course, as usual, but we're just taking things a little bit more slow, a little bit more chill. And now we'll just chill a bit, cook lunch, and then we'll just go back to the usual daily editing. Talking about this, I also wanted to tell you a little bit about this concept that I think I heard it the first time from Iman Gazzi, and I think that is actually a great way of seeing things in general, of how you organize and what you prioritize in your life. He talked a lot about having 3 different fields and 3 different ways also of seeing happiness, because you have also different kinds of happiness, you know, because you have peace, which means you know, you're just in a peaceful state, you're not bothered by anything, you're not at war, but you're also not, you know, with all of the excitement of doing new things, meeting new people, getting new experiences in. You have fulfillment, which is, you know, doing the hard thing, actually putting in the work and achieving the results that you put your mind to. And then you also have joy. You also have kind of that enjoyment of new experiences, going out, spending that money that you make. So I think it's really key to understand what you're trying to optimize in specific times of your life, because for example for us, up until this point, even if we didn't document as much, it was literally just focusing on the fulfillment side of things, in the sense of we had to do something and we will get it done. Like, didn't matter what, we were just working locked inside of the house for 12 hours a day, 15 hours a day, 16 hours a day, whatever it might be. And that's also something that you cannot do all the time. It's just not sustainable, and it's also not productive, because then you don't have anything that you're looking forward to. So now we're just taking these weeks for that, so optimizing a little bit more for fun, while again still having the responsibilities and still working, because again we also love what we're doing, but yeah, just focusing on a different side of these things. And also like this is completely different also from being in a peaceful state, because you know, like, it's also kind of stressing to organize a lot of things, always going out there, always meeting new people, always doing a bunch of things. Like, this is also why you have like these 3 boxes that you can check, and you actually can only check one at a time. And I think understanding this and understanding which one you want to prioritize is of key importance to make sure that you actually stay true to that path that you chose for that specific time in your life.
Guys, I don't know what to do. Alessio is buying perfumes after perfumes, and now he's trying to get inside of the house, but I don't think I'm gonna let him in. Are you done buying new fragrances? He bought like already 2 in a week.
Jeremy Fragrance would be proud of you.
It's getting out of hand. Okay guys, so I just finished running. I ran like 7 kilometers, but like up hills. Crazy tiring, but I like go running so much because it's just like business. At the beginning, when you like at the bottom of the mountain and you have to get to the top, man, it looks impossible. It's like it's never gonna end. And once you're in the process and you like going up hills, it's gonna get more tiring and more tiring as you progress. But man, once you finish that, once you get to the top and you see the entire landscape, and you see, more importantly, you kind of look back and you see the entire journey that you just took to get there. That's the most beautiful part. I'm talking about running, but it's the same thing about business, building something from scratch. It's gonna be tiring, but I guarantee it's gonna be worth it. So at the end of the day, if we're not constantly putting challenges in front of us, what's even the purpose of life? Like, what are we living? Why are we living if it's not to get out of our comfort zone and just unlock new levels? And I think that this just reflects all aspects of life. So go out there, grind. It's going to be crazy tiring, but trust me, it's going to be worth it.
Good morning guys, it's currently around 8 a.m. as you can see. So we woke up a little bit ago, and underrated hack guys, if you've never tried it, try the Wim Hof breathing exercise. It's like, it wakes you up like crazy. But yeah, today will be a full morning because we actually have to shoot a lot of content, because we need to have all the content ready for when we are going to be abroad in Barcelona. It's going to be a lot of filming because we need to film the entire VSL for the new communication, and also like 4 or 5 pieces of content that we're gonna post while we're there in Barcelona. It's gonna be fun though. I enjoy filming, so let's get ready to work.
So before we get to work, I actually wanted to share this experience that we had yesterday, because I think it really applies in general. Whatever you want to do, if you want to expose yourself out there by doing content, or in general, even with business. But in general, I would say if you want to have any kind of impact in the world, which was, we had kind of a negative comment under one of the first posts that we put out in the Instagram page that we are now using to document all of this. And the comment was just by a guy that was like, oh, with all the followers you have on your profile, you could be making much more. I actually make this much more than you with my account, and I have just this amount of followers, whatever. And on the spot, that kind of pissed us off. I mean, I realized that it was just a way to pitch us, because he then DM us and he was like, oh, I can help you with that. Which, by the way, if you do outreach, I would say that's a terrible way of doing it, because you're just basically insulting me, and that you're expecting for me to be interested in what you have to offer, and I would say that's not really the way to go. But except for that, we're not talking about outreach right here. I'm talking more about the emotional response that, for example, I personally have to this kind of stuff, because negative comments are going to impact you, of course. But if you go out there and you express freely and openly what you think, and in general you have an opinion of some kind, or you decide to be transparent with whatever you might be doing, this is going to happen, inevitably. So I really thought about this a lot, because at the end, being hurt by this kind of stuff always comes from fear of refusal, you know, fear of being rejected by others, and that's completely normal. Like, you're a human being. Biologically, you're just wired for that, because in the past, being refused meant getting expelled from the tribe, which meant death, certain death, okay? So understanding from a logical point of view that that's something that you're just going to feel is the first step. And the second thing that you have to understand is that even with that, you only have 2 options, basically, which are you either never express yourself, or you express yourself and you are become inevitably polarizing, because you will create a 50% of people who like you and a 50% of people who don't, and someone who's going to attack you and someone who's going to love you. So the thing I'm trying to say here is these are pretty much the 2 choices you have. And in the first one, if you decide to just never express yourself, you're inevitably not going to make any kind of impact in the world, because at the end of the day, you're just going to be someone that's perceived as a blank slate that doesn't really stand for anything, okay? So if the only 2 options that you have are either that, or rather choosing to express yourself freely and have a 50% of people who are inevitably going to hate you and a 50% of people who are going to love you, I would much rather choose the second option, just because at the end of the day, the connections you create, the impact you make is much stronger in that second option rather than in the first one. I actually went a little bit off tangent because it's not strictly related to what the comment was about actually, but it's more about how to deal with hate on social media, or in general how to deal with stuff that can trigger you on social media. And by the way, in terms of also something that then can be kind of triggering, I think that what you also have to realize is that if it triggers you, it means that there's some truth in it. And if you acknowledge the truth of that, it's also much easier to deal with it. Because for example, for me it was like, yeah, he's right. Like, for the followers we have, I know for a fact that we could be making much more. But that's the whole point of this. Like, we're documenting the process, we are getting there. It takes time, especially for us. It's pretty much our first real and big business thing that's happening in our life. Like, we need experience, we need to get our hand into this stuff and practice these things. So it's like, it pisses me off because it's true, and I know it's true, and I want to be working harder on this, but at the same time I also get that it shouldn't trigger me as much, right, because it's true, and right because it comes from the point of view of someone who's just trying to trigger me pretty much. So the cable that we use to connect this microphone right here to the camera decided to give up on us right now. So we are actually trying to figure out if we can actually film, or if we have to find an alternative, or maybe use some of our old microphones. Inconveniences that happen. Now we'll see about that, and then we'll probably still go back to either filming or find a solution to film in the next few days. In the end, we are actually just taking off the entire set, funnily enough. But as what we have to film is really important, because one of the videos that we have to film is the VSL, the one that will be on our landing page. We decided that we actually want that to be the best quality possible, so we would rather just order new cables. So we will have to wait because it's the weekend. Like, we always work the weekends as well. So, but we're not used to the fact that you don't get things immediately, of course, in the weekend. So we will have to wait for Monday to film all of the stuff. But I think it will be worth it. So for now, I think we will just take off the entire set and start working on the task that we had to do after that. So we will pretty much just start thinking and working on the lead magnets that we will then push with this new content and this new landing page and this communication. So we'll just get to that.
Alright guys, so we are just gonna chill for a little bit because we are gonna take a quick cigar break and then we'll start working again. Alright guys, so we are just starting working right now. We're upstairs today because, man, it's hot here in Italy, so we have at least the AC here, so we're a little bit more fresh while working. And yeah, this morning will be all about working on the lead magnets. So we want to set everything up so even when we're gonna be in Barcelona, we're still gonna have some traffic, and more importantly a lead magnet to them transition these people to our offer and make some money also while we're there. And yeah, so this morning will be pretty much all that, working on the lead magnet. So let's start.
So, funnily enough, we pretty much started working and forgot to start recording. We are kind of really into this whole thing now of building these lead magnets, as we know the potential that these have. So we already started working, but we'll just start with the B-rolls now, and the afternoon will be pretty much that and editing. Okay, so we'll probably just call it a day and go out for a walk. We need to also get out of the house for a bit at least, so
I want to get out.
So yeah, we'll just take a break now and get back to it tomorrow. We will probably just finish the last few things, keep on editing, because we also have to edit all the content that we will not be able to edit while we're away. So we are also working on that in advance, and then as soon as we get the cable that we needed for the microphone, we will also film all the content and all the videos that we are left to do, which is probably going to be in 2 days.
Alright guys, so
I just finished running. It was a hard one because I tried to be as fast as possible. I got it to like, wait, it's my record, I'm proud. I need to show you. Right, so I got it to 4.42 minutes per kilometer. That's my record. I'm pretty proud of that. But yeah, Alessio's still working out. I'm interrupting his workout. He's probably hating me right now, but I'm just doing this quick video, guys, to show you that it's all about challenging yourself in every aspect of life. At the beginning, it's going to be hard. In the moment, it's gonna be hard, stressful, but once you finished, you will always be proud of what you did. And it's going to be 100 times better than just sitting on a couch and watching some Netflix. So whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to achieve, put 100% of your energies into that. Give it all of yourself and it will be always worth it. So yeah, just a quick rant after this run. I'll let Alessio finish his workout and yeah, then we're gonna cook some dinner.
Good morning, guys. So we pretty much just woke up, and today at the end we have decided to actually finish working entirely this morning on the lead magnets. So we have them ready when we're in Barcelona. We're not actually gonna film today because we have the big variable of the cable. Amazon says it's arriving today, but we don't know if it's the morning, if it's at lunch, if it's at dinner. So we don't want to film like late in the afternoon, or even worse, like at dinner time. So we are just focusing on the lead magnets today and the editing side, because also Alessio needs to edit a lot of things as we're going to be a full week in Barcelona. So we have to have all the edited videos ready. So yeah, this morning will be all about finishing all the lead magnet side of things. So finishing the funnel, finishing the landing pages, the communication, finding the right headlines. And then in the afternoon will be all about editing, and I'll be scripting a lot of content so we have it ready for when we're there. So yeah, that will be pretty much our morning. So let's get started.
So finished the last few things off camera. We actually got the cables that we needed. We tested things out and we managed to fix everything so that tomorrow we can actually film. And we also pretty much finished everything in terms of the lead magnets, so that yeah, we're left with filming everything so that we have the new communication in place, and then start pushing these new lead magnets so that we can actually get to push this new communication in general. So now it will just be lunch. Also, we got this for Barcelona, field cameras. So
Alright guys, so we finished eating. I'm just making a quick coffee right now. We're just gonna go upstairs and continue working. So we need to finish like the little last things about the lead magnets, and then it's going to be all about editing. And after dinner today, we're going to meet with Raquel, which is a girl that's working with us. She's like the first person we are ever hired, and yeah, she's in general helping us a lot with running the community and in general the business side of things. So yeah, it will be nice to grab something to drink together and do some team building. That's always nice. It's also something like really new for us because of course we're like 22 and 23 years old. This is our first real business, so it's the first time we are actually hiring people to work with us. So we do believe that kind of the team building side of things, so actually attracting a team that genuinely want to work with you and care about your mission and your brand and whatever you're building is fundamental, is vital. Now I'm gonna take the coffee, bring it upstairs, and we're gonna start working.
okay, so actually we just came back from getting groceries. We had to fix a bunch of things in the house. It's kind of a mess in general, and we've been pretty much, I mean, you've seen it, on the computer for the entire day. So yeah, overall these days are just that, hard work and just sticking to this routine. Actually, funnily enough, as these weeks we're also trying to take a break, to be fair, we are kind of struggling, personally, for me especially, I'm kind of struggling to balance this whole thing of, keeping on with the work, but at the same time also trying to chill for a bit, because like generally speaking, I already know that for the rest of the year it's not really going to happen anymore, because we need to really like put our heads down and scale this thing to the extremes. Like really we have to just stay with our head down until we get to those big results and big numbers that we actually want to achieve. So at the same time we're kind of like recharging for that sprint, because at the same time you cannot always push and keep on pushing. And to be fair, I think it's also really difficult, especially when you're like this, when you're like us, and you're really trying to optimize for fulfillment, and that's what you care about in life, to find that right balance in which you can also take some time to chill a little bit more. And I wouldn't say also that it's just chilling, because at the end of the day, again, as I was saying in some of the other videos in which I was talking, it's actually more about optimizing different things in life. And right now it's about optimizing a little bit more fun and the relationships that we get with other people by going out a little bit more and everything else. So I don't feel like it's a waste of time in that sense. So that's, I think, a big key component of that. But yeah, overall, I think that's just the main thing that we are struggling with right now. So trying to find this right balance between the two things. And these few days, like this last few days, we're just going to go all in and really focus on finishing everything that we have to finish before going to Barcelona, so that we at least we have the systems in place to actually keep on pushing this whole thing. Because, like, to be fair, fully transparent, because that's the entire goal of this journey, right now we're pretty much not making any money, but just because we are not, like, we're literally not pushing out content, almost like close to nothing. We are not really pushing for sales. We're not putting out Instagram stories, which is kind of like the whole traffic sources that we have. We are restructuring the entire offer. So, like, all of this to say, like, right now we are not really making pretty much any money from our core offer. So we really need to at least fix that, so that we don't have an entire week, like one more week of just a hole in which we are just not going to get any revenue in. And yeah, it's kind of tough, especially in terms of sleep. I'm also kind of struggling in balancing the sleep in this whole thing and having a decent sleep schedule, but we'll see how that goes.
Good morning, guys. So finally we can film. It's gonna be fun. It's not like recording is not my favorite part of the process, but at the same time I feel like it's cool how we started looking completely different in front of the camera, and just by putting the reps in, you just become so much more confident and seamless in the process of shooting content. So that's the cool thing. If you're like creating content, documenting whatever you're doing, and you're like at the beginning, and staying in front of the camera looks so awkward and looks so hard and difficult, don't worry, just put the reps in. It's one of those things that you can't really learn by just studying courses or by just watching other people do it. You just have to actually put yourself in that position and record hundreds and hundreds of videos. We recorded probably more than 400 videos, and they're out there. And that's the reason why now we're starting to look like professional and confident on camera. But you have to put the reps in. So if you're at the beginning of your journey, just continue doing that thing and you'll become good. All right, so let's just get downstairs and we're gonna vibing, and we're gonna put the whole setup and start recording.
So we just finished filming everything, and I'll just start editing this video right here that you're watching right now before lunch, and then we'll just eat. Okay, so it's actually the last day of this vlog. I'm filming this clip to wrap the video up, also because we are spending pretty much the entire day editing, as tomorrow we are officially leaving. We are actually going somewhere else before leaving for Barcelona, so we are just wrapping up everything and editing everything that we have left to do. So yeah, this is pretty much the end of this video. I just wanted to close with some final thoughts on what we're about to do right now, specifically because as we are going away, these last few days have been kind of a mess to make sure that we can have everything set in place so that we can actually take a little bit of time off. And to be honest, I feel like we know this for a fact, but we will achieve what we want to achieve, because truth is we are struggling even to just take 1 week off. Like, it's just not who we are and how we are. Even just taking this short period of time in the entire summer, and actually in the entire year, because we never stopped for anything else, feels so weird and so out of place, because we just want to create something incredible, and this takes time and takes a lot of work, and that's what we genuinely like and enjoy doing. So just like taking time off and chilling is just not our thing. And I don't know, I've been feeling really weird lately about this whole thing, so I just wanted to share that because, you know, that's part of the game. Like I would say that actually this time, like we started documenting probably in one of the toughest times. Like in general, it's probably one of the lowest points, at least for me personally, and for how I'm experiencing this. The fact that we had to change the entire communication, the fact that we're tweaking a lot of stuff in the business, and the fact that now we also already booked this whole trip, and so we're taking some time off as well, even though it almost feels wrong to take this time off. All of this just to say that, you know, start whatever you want to do right now, regardless of how bad the timing is, because it's actually way better to start at the worst possible time. Because if you plan on doing whatever you want to do right now, whatever you're thinking about, because I know that in your mind now you have something, whatever you're thinking about that you truly want to do, that you always think, oh, I really want to do this, but you always postpone it or you procrastinate on it, start it right now. If it's the worst possible time, even better, start it right now. Because if your goal is to do that on a long period of time and in the long term, then if you start at the time that's the worst possible, time in which you're the most busy or whatever might be going on, then it's just going to be easier in the future. So for us, it was this whole documenting that, for example, again, right now is probably the worst possible time because everything is kind of a mess. We have to switch up a lot of things inside of the business. Now we're taking time off because we already had planned that before starting this whole thing, and yet we are still here documenting the whole journey and also showing and sharing the vulnerabilities, showing genuinely all of the difficulties that we're facing as well, because this journey is incredibly difficult. Like it just is. Entrepreneurship in general, or again, whatever thing you want to pursue in life is going to be like this, and there are going to be periods in which things are just not going the right way. But start, do it, and keep on going. And with this, I will just wrap up the video. And yeah, subscribe to the channel if you want to follow along with this incredible journey that we're in, and we'll see you in the next video.